Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, rockers and hip-hoppers, juggalos and juggalettes. Welcome to another edition of Stitches and Glitches. I am your host, the often over-caffeinated, sleep-deprivated artist known as Seethe. So for those of you that follow me, my band 9 Stitch Method, we had our first show back last week. We released our brand new single, the first in over a year, called Wrath of the Yeti. The reception has been great. Thank you guys so much. We've gotten a lot of positive reviews on it. We couldn't have asked for a better show back, man. One of our last shows in 2021 was us opening up for Attila. We got to open up for Attila again this past week with Twisted, One Day Waiting, and we got to tear it up with our boys in East Coast Crazy, some Brutal Business Entertainment alumni. But man, the crowd was fantastic. The show was popping. It was a great time, man. We were planning on doing an episode last week talking about Wrath of the Yeti, our brand new single, and just life's crazy. Didn't happen. And this is my thing. I'm on my own time. Figured we'll just get it next week. So anywho, here we are. Now today, I'm currently sicker than a dog, dealing with some bronchitis, some head cold stuff. It's been brutal to say the least, and there's a little bit of irony that comes into today's episode. The track we're going to be talking about is Hollowmen by Blood of the Beloved, featuring yours truly. And the irony comes in is when I was handed this track earlier this year, I actually had COVID. It was my first bout of it, had it terrible, was puking my guts up, couldn't breathe. It was weeks trying to warm my voice up to do vocals, to record this stuff, and it just wasn't happening, man. Took a little bit of time to get back on my feet, but man, I'll tell you what, it was worth the wait, man. For those of you that don't know who Blood of the Beloved is, you need to get in the know because you are doing yourself a disservice. Blood of the Beloved is a hip-hop, rock, metal duo consisting of Nightshade and Skeptik, two very talented vocalists, very, very different, and even more beautiful individuals in their own right. Great people. They hit the scene, I'm going to say, it was probably late 2020. My first interaction with these gentlemen, they had me on a track last year called The Conjuring Cypher. It was a scream rap, trap metal type cypher, featuring some indie guys like me, and then some bigger names like Kid Crusher, Jade the Nightmare, some other really good names on there, Keela, Danny Ritter. It was just a fun time, fun track to be a part of. I was very thankful for them to reach out to me. And I've gotten real close with the guys since then. And whenever I got this track, to this day, this is one of my favorite collabs I've done. The instrumental, it just hits like a ton of bricks. Think very Slipknot, Volume 3 subliminal verses with that guitar crunch. Mixed with some Static X Machine era, Shadow Zone. You got them open note hits on the guitar with the chugs and the evil disco synthesizers and electronics. Just a very, very fun track. And them boys hit even harder with their verses and the hooks they laid out. So what's interesting about it is there's 3 of us on it. All of us have that common denominator of being a metal vocalist. Where Nightshade and Skeptik both rap. They're both very different in their own right. They're very distinct. For example, Skeptik, I've made this joke in the past. If you take a Static X verse and speed it up to double time, you have a Skeptik verse. That man chops at 1,000 miles an hour. He's screaming when he does it. And what's amazing is his enunciation is impeccable. His tone and technique is immaculate. And then you have somebody like Nightshade, who's not quite as fast, but he takes more of a Marilyn Manson horrorcore type vibe. He spits bars, but he's very demonic and very creepy. It's just kind of like he slithers in there with the way he delivers. And what was interesting was when I got it, I'm like, okay, like these guys really brought the heat. I don't really rap. What am I going to do? And they couldn't have picked a better track to have me on, man. And the interesting thing was amongst the 3 of us, Like, you had Skeptik over here, blazing away, spitting bars. You had me on the other side, not. But then you had this cool little marriage of Nightshade in the middle, kind of doing a little bit of what both me and Skeptik were doing. It was just a cool blend of things, man. It was a great, phenomenal track. And like I said, I don't really rap, so I was listening and I was just like, okay, like, I got to kind of throw a little bit of everything in this just to, bring the heat. So I kind of, the way I set my verses up, it was just kind of like a roller coaster, like I started off kind of creepy, whispering, and then getting into some more melodic vocals. And then I use this, there's a break in the middle of the verse, and I use this little harmony section, and then just boom, come crashing in with the false chord screams, the guttural screams, and then shouting and, ending it on using my fry vocal, and just blended into the hook immaculately. It was a really, really fun verse, to finally get to record once I'd recovered from COVID. But yeah, man, like I said, Hollowmen on all streaming platforms. The guys in Blood of the Beloved, they have a full-length album out now. They're currently working on new material. They're always dropping something. They're always featuring new artists and other people, man. They're great people to work with. Keep an eye out for them. Follow them on social media. All their music's on all streaming platforms. Find them on Facebook, Instagram. You know the gist, man. So I'm going to quit blabbering. We're going to listen to Blood of the Beloved, Hollowmen.
The Hollowmen. We are the Hollowmen. The Hollowmen. We are the
Enemies, my perpetual destiny.